from the night.
Good afternoon and welcome to ATN Society Watch. This is a program where we ventilate societal issues, give them aggregate attention with a view to prefer solutions that will benefit humanity. Now to the headlines. In Ogun State, police arrest suspected ritualist with fresh human head. Human rights police allegedly torture man to death in Kwara. Pre-Christmas tragedy, over 70 die in stampedes across Nigeria. Domestic violence, wife sets husband ablaze, flees scene. We're open for advert placement, news and events coverage, personality, society and political interviews, product, service promotion and commercials. Do well to connect with us on all our ATN socials on Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network on Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1 on Twitter, we're on Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. We'll go on a short break. When we get back, I will introduce my guest to you and we'll get right into the show. Please stay with us.
From the night across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
Thank you so much for staying with us here with me in the studio. Is my amazing guest, Ms. Grace Ahiabuike. She's a tutor, a teacher, and an entrepreneur, and she's joining us today on the show. Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am. You look amazing. Before we go right into the gist, I just wanted to let you guys know Atlantic Television Network has won the best television station in Rivers State from the River State Media Awards. This is a great feat for us, given that we've only been in this business for about approximately 2 years plus or 3 years, if you, as I'll say so myself. We're really, really grateful for this award. It says so much about our resilience as a people and all the hard work we put in. So congratulations to all members of ATN. Real quick, we go into our stories. Police Command in Ogun State says it has arrested one Taiwo Yemitan, a suspected ritualist found with fresh human head and dismembered body parts of a female victim in the Lafenwa area of Abeokuta. Omolola Oduntola, the command spokesperson, disclosed this in a statement in Abeokuta on Sunday. Ms. Oduntola, a superintendent of police, explained that the 45-year-old suspect was arrested around 1:40 a.m. on Sunday in his home behind Atin Solar Petrol Station, Sani, in Abeokuta. She disclosed that the police acted on a tip-off from the state's local security outfit, the Agbekoya, and the vigilante operatives before the suspect was arrested. The suspect admitted to knowing the deceased, identified as Darasimi, whom he lured to his residence with the intent to kill her. He confessed to the murder, naming 2 other individuals, Kehinde Yemita and one Kazim, as accomplices in the criminal act. Their intention was to sell the victim's head and other body parts, he said. The police spokesperson explained that the dismembered body had been taken to the morgue at General Hospital, Ijaye, Abeokuta, for postmortem. She noted that efforts were on the way to arrest the accomplices and to locate the victims' relatives. Ms. Oduntola added that the suspect would be transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department, Elewera, Abeokuta, for a thorough investigation. She added that a similar incident occurred early in the year where a suspect, Aziz Adebayo, confessed to killing 3 ladies whom he and his accomplices lured through hookup arrangements. She warned young ladies to stop hookup and be content, saying that on a high number of girls on hookup are slaughtered for rituals. She urged parents to look after their daughters and also give them thorough training in order not to fall victims of this menace. Hookup, runs, prostitution, it's been a growing trend. What are your thoughts on this story?
In my opinion, I would say that for the arrested man, is a greedy man, because I don't know what makes people to believe that you can make it quick through killing another person. That's, I don't know the mindset behind.
Where do you think that ideology stems from? Given that,
over the years,
you know that what we see in recent times is a robust glorification of people and their wealthy status, a status glorification, as it were. Many people want to glorify you or respect you because of the amount of wealth you have amassed. Do you think that has posed a niche that has driven many young men like this man and others into ritual killings?
I believe that has also contributed to it. I also believe that we have, as individuals, as parents, as members of the society, we have a role to play to rewrite the mindset and to correct the impression that wealth can be gotten faster through that the means of killing others. We need to appreciate hard work, also encourage, particularly the youth, encourage youth to work hard, put in effort and work hard. I think when we begin doing that and reinforcing it, it will gradually reduce this social challenge.
Why do you think it has been on the rise in recent times? You know, constant need to take somebody out, take somebody's body parts. So someone's child was just killed. Someone's sister, a citizen of the Federal Republic, was just killed because she saw a man and she decided to go out with a man. Why do you think that has been on the rise? Do you think certain sects or certain people have succeeded through it, so they have lured many other people into it? Do you think that is the reason it has been on the increase lately?
In my opinion, I think it has not been talking about it has not been emphasized much. Emphasis and focus on the danger and the, I don't know, how do I put it now? There's no gain in doing that, taking another life, believing that there's no religion that supports that. So I believe with time, if we keep repeating and using various means to reach out and educate the public that life does not work that way and you can't get quick wealth through that means, it will go a long way to reducing and stopping it in the long run.
Now let's move towards the thought of this hookup. The family orientation most of us grew up in is you go to school, you come back from school, you go to service, you get job. It was a streamlined system. Now, what do you think has festered young families, parents? Like the superintendent said, people should watch out for their children because lots of girls. Why do you think many young girls have decided to go into hookup as a means of survival?
Like I said earlier, I think it's impatience to take life one step at a time. That's one of the reasons I believe is responsible for this.
So why do you think people have become impatient? They don't want to work hard?
They just feel they can go out with someone and then from there the person an avenue to having money. And I also believe another reason for this is peer pressure. Peer pressure. There's peer pressure on the rise. However, that does not mean we all face that on a daily basis. However, the younger ones, the young girls, young boys should be encouraged to remember the values that they learned, that they were tutored and they were raised with from the home front.
Why do you think they are losing those values? Why do you think they are losing the values, or do you think they were not taught?
I believe I can't speak for others. I can only speak for myself.
Right.
Yes.
Now, what I mean is, given the rise in this, I myself am a millennial, right? And we are taught most of these things where we are growing up. You cannot, you know better than going out with strangers. We're taught better, but first of all, receiving things from strangers was even a problem.
That's true.
Now, do you think that families have failed in a way that these ideologies are not imbibed in these children? Maybe children are more treated with more softness to raise. What they call it now? They call it all sorts of things, gentle parenting. Last week, Bovi said that it's the bad thing to spank children. Do you think such ideologies in this Gen Z era that we're in, do you think that has poured into raising children that have chosen runs over hard work, that have forgotten the values, if at all, as it were, they were taught those values from home? Do you think all of this has stemmed into this level of hookup that we see these days?
Yes, I think so as well. I think so. The truth is that a number of families have are raising. No, I can't say all now. A good number of families like myself were raised knowing these values. The value of, like you said, not accepting gifts from strangers, being contented, and all of that. So it's just to keep I think it still boils down to the family. Our parents still need to do much more. They need to keep reinforcing and reminding the younger ones and even the growing adults about these values. They shouldn't just, maybe if these values were mentioned during their teenage age, they just relax. This is not an era to relax. There are a lot of distractions.
Right.
This is the time to reinforce and keep repeating. You can't say too much. Just keep reminding and keep repeating, and then I also believe effective communication.
Right.
Effective communication between the parents and the children will also make room for them. Sometimes they will open up and share their challenges.
All right. One more question before we move to our next story. Do you think the use or the event of social media has made cases like this worse? Because when a young person picks up a phone, they see all of this glam online. You see the kind of life. Burna Boy recently, I think yesterday or the day before, spent $40,000 on alcohol in a club. A young boy growing up will be like, okay, this is the life. And do you think the event of social media in general, the kind of lavish lifestyle people live on social media, has made young boys to want to go into ritualism and young girls to want to go into hookup as a means of wanting to be like the A-list actresses, wearing all that hair, all of that glam? Do you think that has played a role? Social media, as it were, now we're talking about social media. What role do you think social media has relatively played in the increase of such crimes?
I believe the social media has contributed in a way. That's why I mentioned parenting. Parents also stepping up their game to keep reinforcing the values that they have built in the earlier, when the children were still growing up. And they shouldn't relax and sit back. They should keep it should be reinforced.
Right.
Not just parents here. Everyone should keep reinforcing it.
Thank you so much for your insight on that story. We go straight into human rights. Police allegedly tortured man to death in Kwara State. Kwara State Police Command has confirmed the death of 35-year-old Tunji Jimo, who reportedly died in custody under suspicious circumstances. Jimo, from the Erubu Ashunara community, was late Friday night. They were informed the following morning that he had died in detention. It is suspected that he was tortured to death due to an undisclosed deal between him and the creditor, the family source alleged. The Kwara State Police Command confirmed the incident in a statement released by his spokesperson, DSP Ejire Adeniyi Ton. The State Police Command is aware of the unfortunate incident that led to the tragic death of one Mr. Jimo Abdul Quadrid on December 20th. The statement read, "The command assured the public of a thorough investigation into the circumstances surrounding the incident, pledging that no stone will be left unturned in uncovering the truth." The incident has sparked outrage with calls for accountability and justice from the deceased family and the wider community. What are your thoughts on human rights, the values of human rights in Nigeria?
I believe that we need to do more when it comes to human rights. We need to Nigerian society needs to respect human rights as stated in the UDHR. Need to respect human rights. That's my thoughts on that.
Now, do you think that taking this man for 220,000 and him dying under suspicious circumstances, what are your thoughts on that?
It's an unfortunate situation that has resulted in the loss of someone's life. Honestly, I think, I don't know, he will have at least been given bail.
Now, he was refused bail. Let's look at this, the matter of he was owing somebody that had a brother in the police force. This usually comes into play. There is an argument between two people. There's small fiasco. Before you know, someone knows someone in the police force that is going to make, you know, the matter move faster. And this person was arrested and locked up and denied bail. It was not a criminal offense. He's just a creditor. 220,000. Do you think that was enough reason for this man to be locked up and denied bail?
No, it's not.
So why do you think the security agencies, why do you think this sort of things prevail with the constant ply on human lives? Do you think it's because probably they are not held accountable enough to their actions?
I think there's a need for more accountability from their own ends. They need to demand for more accountability. That's my own thoughts on that.
More accountability from who is going to demand from the accountability from the police?
Every one of us.
Every one of us, all the citizenry. Yes. What are your thoughts as regards reforms in the police force? In a way where they treat people better? Because security agencies are there to protect Nigerians. It's for Nigerians, right? The idea is stay over here. This agency is going to protect from crimes and all of those. Now, do you think certain reforms in our security agencies, from the police and all of those, do you think if reforms are done, people will be more safeguarded, and incidents like this that does not involve core violence at its where, do you think incidents like this will be resolved and innocent or not so guilty people, because this is not a criminal offense, who have to, sleep in SIB and be denying bail?
Reforms are needed, honestly. We also need related organizations to be involved in drafting the reforms.
What kind of reforms do you think we need in the police force?
Reforms that will appreciate the dignity of humans are most needed at this time in Nigeria.
Thank you so much for your insight on that one. We go straight to our third story for today. Pre-Christmas tragedy, over 70 die in stampedes across Nigeria. Nigeria has recorded over 70 deaths of people who have tragically lost their lives in stampedes across Nigeria while scrambling for food and palliatives. As the country grapples with an inflation rate of 34.60%, with the cost of living rising sharply, many Nigerians have turned to relief distribution events in desperate hopes of receiving basic necessities. These events, however, have become scenes of chaos where overcrowded crowds have spiraled out of control, leading to fatal stampedes. The most recent tragedy unfolded at a Christmas funfair organized by Naomi Shikemi, former Queen of Ife, at the Islamic High School in Bashoru, Ibadan. Initial blame was placed on Agidigbo FM, a local radio station, for inciting the crowd, but the station later denied the allegations. The stampede resulted in the deaths of at least 35 children, with 6 others critically injured and rushed to the University College Hospital in Ibadan. Tragically, the death toll later rose to 40 as some of the critically wounded victims succumbed to their injuries. The police have since arrested Naomi Shikemi and other event organizers while an investigation is ongoing. Just days later, another devastating stampede claimed 20 lives at a rice distribution event in Okija, Anambra. Organized by the O.B. Jackson Foundation, the event aimed to support vulnerable communities. However, an overwhelming turnout led to chaos, culminating in a deadly stampede. On the same day, a third stampede occurred at the Holy Trinity Catholic Church in Maitama, Abuja, where 15 people died while competing for palliatives. Had with many citizens and politicians expressing their grief. Peter Obi, the Labour Party's presidential candidate during the 2023 election, decried the failure of the government to address the deepening hunger crisis, which has led many Nigerians to risk their lives for food. On X, formerly Twitter, condolences questioning how a nation could allow its people to suffer so severely. Former Education Minister Obi Eze
food items that some of them even buy in